Howdy folks, I am Chaotic Chaotic and welcome to this week's Swindie. You may have noticed that it sounds as though we have acquired a rocking chair from somewhere and that I am holding a New Day plushie. It turns out that future Ayana was not impressed that we did not include it in last week's video. So as punishment, I have to abide by the rules of this week's game, called The Childs Sight, or she's gonna stick the monster from it on me. Yeah, let's take a look at Childs Sight, shall we? So the first impression I got of The Childs Sight are that it is a Five Nights at Freddy's clone. And it is, I won't lie. But throughout the course of its admittedly short runtime, it convinced me that a lot of the things Five Nights is trying to accomplish, it does much better, and it does that in a few different ways. The basic premise of The Childs Sight is actually much better to me than the basic premise of Five Nights at Freddy's. You're a child on a stormy night, trying to get to sleep. You hear something scary like, Grandma's rocking chair, thank you future Ayana. You have to pick up a plush toy, we'll have the Zergling here, and that keeps the bogeyman away. The noise stops, you put the toy back down, and you go back to trying to get to sleep. I love this. So I'm going to keep the list on screen here for a minute or two so that you can see exactly what the game actually asks of you. But for this sort of game, these actions feel so much more organic. In Five Nights, you were a guy doing a job. Sure, I think they lock you in there on the first night, but who would go back for the second? Here, you're a baby trying to get to sleep. I mean, everyone has to go to sleep, right? And you're a baby. It's not like you can get up and leave. And the list of things you're being asked to do just makes so much more sense for this sort of game. Like, okay, I asked for this one. Okay, future Ayana, we'll have the Mohawk. Like, we all know that holding your plush toy keeps you safe from Granny's rocking chair, right? And absolutely, if you stand up and turn on the light, that's going to keep you safe from the bogeyman that's living in your closet. You can't keep that light turned on too long though, because if mum and dad come and check on you and the light's on, they're going to get mad about that, right? There's even a dedicated button for just closing your eyes and trying to get to sleep. And because that's what you're... Fine. Because that's what you're trying to do, an awful lot of the cues are audio-based. And that's really organic. We've all been there. Who hasn't been, I mean, even as a grown adult, who hasn't been there trying to get to sleep in the middle of a thunderstorm at some point, right? A lot of the game's design for this type of game feels like it's so much more geared towards actually being played as well. I'll explain that. Here is a normal person reacting to being jump scared, or let's be honest, startled is probably the better word. And here is someone streaming Five Nights at Freddy's or any game like it for others to watch, reacting to being startled. Ah! So I don't raise this to have a go at streamers reacting in that fashion when they play these sorts of games. Reacting like that when you're a streamer is your job, you're there to entertain. But that is kind of the problem. When you're watching someone play a game like... Really? But we weren't even looking at... You know what? Fine. There, I've got the Griffin Rider. When you're watching someone play a game like this... You're being serious. Fine. When you're watching someone play a game like this, you're there to watch the anticipation and then them react when they get jump scared. That's more or less what the reward is for watching. The thing is, when you're the one playing the game, the jump scare is the game's failure state. Your reward for playing well is avoiding seeing it. Those two rewards are diametrically opposed. You simply can't design for both of them. I felt that for the longest time, Five Nights was a game setting itself up in a way that meant you were deliberately supposed to fail to get the jump scare. The Child's Sight actually feels genuinely rewarding to progress. I mean, who doesn't like being rewarded with a nap? So there are a few niggle... There, I love Ghost Buffer. So there are a few Future Ayana, you are beginning to push your luck. There are a few niggles that would lower the score if scores were a thing I actually gave games. First of all, the game is a little bit on the easy side. There were one or two times I kind of screwed up the rhythm. I got the plushie in my hand when I was trying to turn on the light, and you can't do that because you're a baby and your hands are full. And I was sort of bracing myself for the jump scare, and then it didn't happen. Although it occurs to me that being braced for a jump scare that doesn't happen might actually be better in this kind of game. I don't know. I'm considering it a flaw, though. It is a little bit easy. So there's also... I swear to God, we are going to be having words in a minute. Taking Pinkie Pie. She's not quite a plushie, but she counts, alright? Right. There's also a power source for the lamp, which really feels like a holdover from games like Five Nights at Freddy's. I never came close to using its full power meter at any point. There's a story of sorts which... Right? There's a story of sorts which is just kind of forgettable. You're given these little levels where you can roam around and read a few notes and stuff, but yeah, honestly, give them a skip and just go straight to the crib. Now, The Child's Sight is a really, really short game. Don't you dare. No. It cost me $3.99 and lasted me maybe 2 or 3 hours, but for this kind of game, it's one of the best I've played. It does obviously contain jump scares. If they aren't your thing, I would definitely give it a miss. But if it's something you feel you could take, this is definitely one of the best examples of the genre. Give it a... I warned you. Right, come here. Howdy folks, I hope you enjoyed whatever I had to say about whatever videos you just watched, because generic endings are fun like this. If you aren't tired of hearing me talk yet, and you want to hear what I'm working on, or just my general thoughts on the day, you can follow me on Twitter. The link is on your screen and in the description below. I also have a Patreon if you'd like to support me and help me keep the lights on around here and put more awesome stuffies on the shelf here. The link is again on your screen in the description. I know, before anyone says it, I'm a tiny streamer to be having a Patreon. There are no tears or anything, it's just there for you guys. It's like a baby shampoo, there's no more tears. Anyway, thank you again for watching folks. I release videos every Thursday, so be sure to check them out and check out whichever ones are showing on your screen right now. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you all next week. Peace. I'm out.